Hey VC, how's it going? Right, okay, car boot sale video, stuff that I picked up last summer at car boot sales. We had this sort of weird period last year where in between lockdowns we had car boot sales reopen, which I don't know, that was a good idea in hindsight, but there you go. But yeah, I picked up some records last year. These were all mainly from two different sellers. I didn't pay any more than £2 for anything, so see what you think. Right, so first up, this is the Staple Singers and their album Turning Point, 1984. Now, the reason why I picked this up is because they do a great version of Slippery People, the Talking Heads tune. So yeah, really nice. Obviously, it's very 80s sounding. It's got the 80s production, but you know, if you've got time, have a look on YouTube. There's a really nice clip of them on Soul Train performing that tune. Now, I don't know how old Pop Staples was at the time. He must be in his early 70s, but you know, he's there in his suit. He's playing his guitar, doing backing vocals. But to be fair, he doesn't look impressed by the whole situation at all. So yeah, he's not really sold on it. So, but it's a nice version. You know, I've always quite liked their version of that tune. So very cool. Right, and a couple of cheap Johnny Guitar Watson albums. This is one that I already had. This is from 1978. The album's Giant. Now, so I'll be passing this one to somebody. But yeah, so if you don't know Johnny Guitar Watson, his whole vibe throughout the 70s was just good time funk, a little bit P-funk. This track's got his song Gangster Love on it, which you may know. But his album that I've been playing quite a lot recently is this. This is from 1980, an album called Love Jones. It's a bit P-funk in places. The title track is quite laid back, a little bit of a slow jam, but really good. But the song I'm going to do a needle drop on is called Telephone Bill. Now, any Prince fans may know Prince's tune, Movie Star, which I think was recorded around 86, but didn't come out until the late 90s, where it's almost like a quirky little funk, almost like a spoken vocal. And if you hear this track, you may well see where Prince got the idea for Movie Star from. But yeah, really nice stuff.
Everybody rapping and talking about nothing and making them sexy sounds. And in the meantime and in between time, I'm down here on the ground. Well, now, I'm not complaining about what's pertaining to my present status quo, but things getting hard. Oh my God, inflation. I know you know. Listen, now just yesterday, I'd like to say, before I got out of my bed, now I was already tired on the for real side and a few bills I forgot to pay. Now my phone rang and the cute little girl began to sing this tune. She said, Mr. Watson, I'd like to inform you your phone gets turned off at noon. Now that came to me as no surprise, cause last week I went up the coast. I met a cute little girl that was all the way live, and calling her I thought was the most. She had them great big eyes and red big legs, and they gave my body a chill. So you know I never thought about the cost of a telephone bill.
Right then, so from a different seller, and I've mentioned this seller before, over the course of 2 trips, first of all at the car boot sale, and then I arranged to pick up some more records from his house. I bought about 100 records, and it's all reggae. It's pretty much all reggae. So yeah, so I bought these records about 6 or 7 months ago now, so I've had plenty of time to listen to them and absorb them. And these are some of the records that I played, you know, played quite a bit during that period. So first up, this is Alton Ellis and his album Slumming. Now, when I first saw that, I didn't recognise it, but it turns out that it was an earlier album of his repackaged. So I think it originally came out as Daydreaming and then was repackaged as Changes. And this is a sort of 3rd edition of it, I say, retitled Slumming. But this is a great album, I say 1983. It's very much a roots reggae album. Now, Alton Ellis, obviously that beautiful voice, one of the reasons why I started listening to reggae in the first place. Just thinking about those sort of rock steady sides that he recorded in the late 60s, tunes like Why Birds Follow Spring and I'm Just a Guy, absolutely gorgeous stuff. And I say this is very nice as well.
reject Cain and Abel, cause sinners gonna weep and mourn. Sinners gonna weep and mourn.
Right, so this is another record that I've played a lot over the last 6 months or so. This is Rocker's Vibration, and this is a compilation of music that was recorded for Mikey Dread's Dread at the Controls label. So yeah, it features the likes, obviously Mikey Dread, but also Rod Taylor, Sugar Minott, Earl 16. So it's a mixture of dancehall and roots, but very nice. This is the original copy from '82. You can see that on blue vinyl, and there were quite a few 12 inches in this collection as well. So these next couple are I say probably some of the more sought after items. So first up, this is Laxley, Castell and Johnny Brown. This is on the Negus Roots label. So 1983. I knew the name, but I didn't know too much about him. So I think I only knew about him because of association with Junior Reid. But you know, finding out a little bit more, he actually recorded with Human Dell in the early 80s. And made a couple of albums in his own name, but I think he passed away quite young. I think this is actually his final release, so I'd like to get hold of those 2 albums that he made, because this is really nice. I say a great roots reggae tune, a great sounding 12 inch as well, so I'll do a renewal drop on that. And another one of the nicer items in there is this is Lee Francis, his tune Throwing Stones on the Lonely and I label, again in a nice sort of company sleeve there. I didn't know anything about this artist at all. Looking at Discogs, there's only a handful of releases there, but this is really nice stuff. I'd like to find a little bit more. I doubt I will though. It all seems quite pricey, but yeah, a really nice tune. Right, so a couple more albums. This is another compilation, Clive Hunt's Rough and Tough Showcase album. So this is all reggae tunes produced by Clive Hunt and includes the likes of Dennis Brown, Berries Hammond, Marcia Aitken. Her tune What Are Your Reasons is the highlight for me, and I'll do a needle drop on that. A really nice bit of, I suppose it's roots reggae, but I suppose approaching lovers rock really. It's quite laid back, but a really nice vocal on that, really nice melody. Okay, so this is a nice cheapie, John Holt and his album For Lovers and Dancers. Now I thought this might be a bit cheesy. It's mid-80s reggae, but it's a really nice record. Obviously a great voice, and the material on it is really good. The opening couple of tracks, Thinking of You and In the Corner, I think were singles, but yeah, really nice stuff. And I say this is a cheapie. I think you'll find this one quite easily. And finally, just a couple more 12 inches. Welcome You Back Home by Winston Curtis. You can see on the Jar Lion label. Just nice mid-70s reggae in a really nice company sleeve there. And finally, somebody that I don't know anything about, and perhaps Doug will enlighten me. This is Dennis Struggle Hamilton with his tune Rainbow Country, a really nice roots reggae tune on the Dub Plate label. You can see that I think a lot of the records that I purchased from this collection have this sticker on. So this was I don't know, it's an electrical shop or a record shop. Yeah, radio and television, hi-fi sales, Heron Sound and Vision, based in Coventry in the UK. So it's all come from that shop. I suppose it's you know, old stock, I suppose, which has sat in a garage for years, but it's all in nice condition, and that's a really nice tune as well. So cheers.